let's take a look at Ian Garry, the backup fighter. You guys have heard this, right? And this is right from Dana. And Dana was in the process, just to set the stage for you, he's at the post-fight press conference, and he's in the process of putting heaping amounts of praise on Ian Garry. And Dana says, man, he's my backup. We're just talking about the Blahal, Dale Lama fight. He's my backup for that fight. And I didn't know how to take it. I didn't know if he was saying Ian Garry is the backup fighter. That is very different than he's my backup. And just to explain the distinction, one is contractual. There is a financial participation. In exchange, you're going to make weight. You and your team are going to travel. Unwritten rule would be that you prepared and had a training camp, and ultimately you're going to have to beat the scale, which is a lot of work, and it comes then with a reward. And the reward is very important, not just in terms of the right thing to do. Whether you get in there and you fight or not, your team, just the way our industry is set up, in terms of your manager has got to do the same amount of paperwork, just for example, or your coach or your cornermen who are packing up and they're going out there. Just for example, to them, it is the same thing. So you got to have people to pay them, so you get this financial reward. I'm just trying to explain that to you because that is very different than, hey, that's my guy. I'm so impressed with him. If anything happens with that fight, that's the dude I'm going to call and give the opportunity to. And I believe that he will take it because he takes short notice fights. He will fight anybody. He always shows up prepared and he brings it because these words were all said. So now we're discussing context. And when it was first stated, I believe that Ian Garry had the fight. In fact, it possibly was even a reward put on it ahead of time. Hey, dude, go out there, look good. Take care of yourself. Get you a quick turnaround. Get you a check. Get you while your weight's down. You're in shape. Possibly even get you a world title fighter. Make you a backup fighter. That is very different. And now, with a few days removed, I've changed my mind. Initially, that was the impression that I got. But as I look back on that statement by Dana, I look at the context. I look at the body language that was used. I believe in the process of complimenting Garry, Dana was using Gary's willingness. He was using that attitude of anyone, anywhere, anytime. More to prove a point, and it is relevant. It's very relevant. I like to look at it from both different sides. I mean, I would be very impressed with Garry if he and his team were willing to turn things around so fast that he would go for a title fight that he very clearly is on a trajectory for anyway. At 26 years old and with the capabilities that he has shown us he has, a world title fight is more likely in his future than not. Can we agree? Okay. So the idea that he would take it in an extremely unideal circumstance, and it's unideal largely because you don't have anyone to prepare for. You're willing to go in against one of two guys, and by the way, you're most likely to get the notification that you're going in after the weigh-ins. So now you're talking about taking on one of two different guys on 24 hours notice, and it's just something within this industry that is rare. It's not something most guys would want to do, but there is massive opportunity that comes along with it. Jon Jones, while today is very difficult to get to the octagon, the Jon Jones story sounds a lot like the one I just described for you for Ian Garry, where he was willing to take on anyone at any time. He had a great attitude. He was hoping that phone would ring. He would say yes. He could turn it around. He could do it quickly, as long as it brings him closer to the goal of the World Championship. The championship then changes, guys. This is very normal. All the compliments that you would give Garry today about that willingness and that attitude, very likely are not compliments you're going to be able to give him 5 years from now. Let's see. Every now and then you get an actual badass in this sport There aren't many, but there are Cowboy Cerrones. There are Alex Pierres. They're not many. And I just wonder what they meant by backup fighter. Just purely curious. Is Garry planning to make that trip? Is Garry currently working on licensing in that jurisdiction? Or is it more of an idea if something happens, the first guy that I would turn to? And it might sound slight, but it does matter. It does matter to me. I have an opinion in this space. I have influence in this space. If Ian Garry is the official backup fighter, he is going to show up, he is going to get licensed, he's going to beat that scale. I am going to campaign that Garry now become the number one contender. I am going to campaign that Garry take on the winner of Blahal and Jack. Which, by the way, whatever is going on with Rakhmonov, it's a guess, I'd have to guess. But it's got him delayed for a while. How little we're hearing about Rakhmonov, or the idea of Rakhmonov returning, or Rakhmonov even speaking up. And Rakhmonov, for a short period of time, started to do a pretty good job in the media. And he has gone radio silent. So I'll admit I don't know for sure, but it would appear that he's going to be out. And in the absence of Rakhmonov, and prior to Buckley and Kamaru fighting, I mean, not for nothing, I think it's very obvious who your number one contender is. And I also think that it's very important that you guys understand that. You and I have always had a tumultuous relationship as it comes to the rankings. You like the rankings. I don't know how you consistently tell me you like the rankings. I don't even know where you would find them. And I'm well aware I could go to Google and I could type in some words and say, I'm well aware I could find them within 10 seconds. I don't know where to find them. I get a copy of Fighters Only magazine. I don't go to the back pages. I get a copy of Ring magazine. I do go to the back pages. It will list the rankings of every single weight class of every single boxer. We don't even know who's doing the rankings. But as our relationship is tumultuous, it's because I try to teach you. Your ranking does not matter. That's a broad stroke. Of course your ranking matters. Your ranking does not matter in comparison to your card placement. If you could be ranked number one in the world, and you're the third fight of the night, or you could be debuting, which means you have no ranking at all, and you're the main event, there's a lot of you dumb sons of bitches that would take the third fight of the night to have that ranking. So I just bring for you for Ian Garry, who we're now told is going to be the backup fighter, and if that's actual backup fighter, I am going to lobby that he become number one contender. Happens to be ranked number 6. But it doesn't matter what he's ranked. His card placement as of Saturday was main event. If he come off of main event anywhere, if he go to co-main event, that's a demotion. And we are in a promotion. So in your main event, you can stay steady at main events, which oftentimes are for titles, or you can be elevated. The only thing higher than main event is title fight. And it does come back to another teaching for you to stop hanging your hat on rankings. Start looking for matches that people want to see. The more they want to see them, the better card placement they will get. Not the higher you're ranked, better card placement you will get. The more people want to see your fight, the better placement you get. And that is how you get to a title.